Hello. This video is made possible by my patrons over on Patreon. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. This is my good life meditation, an exercise that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:44 a.m. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. And you can get a copy at the link above. And if you don't see a link, there's one down in the description. I also use this time to reflect on the last 24 hours, to think about how things went with the expected and the unexpected, to see how I built upon opportunity and managed challenges that came my way. I think about the coming day as well and plan out the things I'm going to do, especially whatever mountain I will climb today. Every day, at least one mountain a day. And then I reflect on death to see if I'm ready, or at least if I can pretend I'm ready enough to satisfy that need, because it's an important need to have my affairs in order in case death does in fact arrive today. But before I do any of that, let's read a poem. And I got a little bit of a late start. I got a 5-minute late start this morning, so I'm a little bit flustered and all over the place. I was going to read a long poem, but I think that I'm just going to read again a poem that I read the other day, called, it's right here, After Rain, by Edward Thomas. After rain. The rain of a night and a day and a night stops at the light of this pale choked day. That's interesting. Let's read that again. The rain of a night and a day and a night stops at the light of this pale choked day. Look at the structure there. The rain of the night and the day and the night stops at the light of this pale choked day. So imagine that. Rain of a night and a day and a night. So 2 nights in one day. And at first dawn on a dark and a pale day, pale choked day, the rain stops, all wet and soaked. I'm interested in the way, why didn't he continue that last bit on to the end? Why did he choose to stop there? The sentence wasn't done and then wrap around. One more time. The rain of a night and a day and a night stops at the light of this pale choked day. The peering sun sees what has been done. The road under the trees has a broader, the road under the trees has a border new of purple hue. What's the purple hue? Inside the border of bright, thin grass, for all that has been left by November of leaves is torn from hazel and thorn and the greater trees. Well, let's do this again. Of the peering sun sees what has been done after the 2 nights and the day of the rain. The road under the trees has a border new of purple hue inside the border of bright, thin grass. So the thin grass border and then the purple hue, whatever that is. For all that has, and that's a semicolon there, for bright, thin grass, for all that has been left by November, for all that has been left by November, of leaves is torn from hazel and thorn and the greater trees, for all that has been left by November, of leaves is torn and from hazel and all that was left that by November was still on the trees has been torn off. So it did the storm, the 2 nights and the day did the job of removing all the last bits of the prior year. For all that has been left by November of leaves is torn from hazel and thorn and the greater trees. It's all gone. Throughout the copse is a group of trees, I think. Throughout the copse, no dead leaf drops on gray grass, green moss, burnt orange fern. But even the green moss, it feels cold, doesn't it? Burnt orange fern as the winds return. On gray grass, green moss, burnt orange fern at the winds return. The leaflets out of the ash tree shed are thinly spread in the road, like black fish inlaid as if they played. What hangs from the myriad branches down there, so hard and bare, is 12 yellow apples lovely to see on one crab tree. Oh man, I used to have that experience in Japan with mikan on the tree that was left. Even though the leaves were perennial, they felt out of place. On each twig of every tree in the dell, uncountable crystals, both dark and bright, of the rain that begins again. It takes my breath away. After all that, and the rain starts. Let's do the whole thing again from the start. I'm not going to stop this time. After rain. The rain of a night and a day and a night stops at the light of this pale, choked day. The peering sun sees what has been done. The road under the trees has a border new of purple hue inside the border of the bright, thin grass. For all that has been left by November of leaves is torn from hazel and thorn and the greater trees. Throughout the copse, no dead leaf drops on gray mass, green moss, burnt orange fern as the winds return. The leaflets out of the ash tree shed are thinly spread in the road like little black fish inlaid as if they played. What hangs from the myriad branches down there so hard and bare is 12 yellow apples lovely to see on one crab tree. And on each twig of every tree in the dell uncountable crystals, both dark and bright, of the rain that begins again. Wow. Last night and yesterday. Solid day yesterday. It was a day off, but a day of work. Saturday is our day of cleaning and shopping. After which Yumiko and I had a nice afternoon together, just hanging out in the house, doing our thing. She was working on her listings while I worked on my playlist on my YouTube channel. We enjoyed a nice part of a movie last night at dinner time. Yumiko made a nice nabe meal. It was a good day. Good day yesterday. Took 2 naps during the day. That was nice too. Got a great swim in the ocean. Nothing ambushed me. I managed the day without issue, nor was I called to rise to any issue either. Good day. Now the Good Life Creed, my 8 objectives are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and true opportunity, to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to keep my balance. My 35 principles then are war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, the social principle, the principle of family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, the feast of offal, distraction, agency and the great indifference, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, script writing, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough. The principle of fun and being ready. I think I got them all. Kind of got flustered there at the 80% mark near the end. Wasn't so sure. Did I get the season of philosophy? I think I did. I think I put it in right after complete oblivion. If so, then I got them all. To the best of my knowledge. All right. Turning to today. It's a day off. I've got lots I want to do today. Not really. Kind of. I want to finish all this. I'll feed the dogs. Then I'll work on all my little morning things that I do every morning. And then I'll go to the beach for a swim. Oh, maybe I'll go to the beach later in the day. We'll see. I'll play it by ear. It's a day off. It's a full and rich day off. I can do any damn thing I want to do today. Plan to hopefully complete my playlist work today. What mountain do I want to climb today? The mountain should be to send this book to Eric. He's my first patron, and I promised to send it to him and illustrate it. That's the mountain I'll climb today. I will get that done and get that in the mail to Eric tomorrow. I'm hoping to do some good reading today too. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go to the beach later in the morning and just sit on the sand and read and read and read and read. And swim and read and swim and read. Sounds good. Anything else? I think that's it. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.